everyone, my name is Andrea. If you don't know me, you should subscribe. But today I'm going to be telling you guys all about the books I read in May. In May I read 11 books, and I'm going to total up the amount of pages that I read and put that on the screen here. Haven't totaled it up yet. Probably going to be a lot because I haven't read this much in a while. 11 books is really good. I'm very surprised, and I read some great books. So I haven't been feeling too well, so I'm kind of gonna talk pretty fast and try not to say too much because my throat still kind of hurts. Been like that for like 5 days. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the books I read in May. First book I read was a reread, and that book was Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken. This is book 2 in the Darkest Minds series. If you watched my last wrap up, then you know I read The Darkest Minds. So in May I read the second one, and it's this one. 5 stars. Love this book so much. Love the series. You should check it out. So then I read November 9 by Colleen Hoover. This one is like a romance contemporary kind of thing about a girl. Her dad's super famous. She was going to be an actor. She got in a bad fire accident and got burned, which affected her acting career. And then she randomly, in this like really rare occurrence that they meet, like that's always how Colleen Hoover makes them meet. It's like it would never happen, but like whatever. This guy decides to take it upon himself and pretend to be her boyfriend, and so they're kind of like pretending to be on a date, and then they decide that they're gonna just meet once every year until they're like 23, and like not develop a relationship, like be with other people and stuff. And the story's told in present and past tense, and you're learning big reveals as you go. I actually didn't like November 9 that much. I gave it 2 stars, so I don't know. Colleen Hoover's a hit or a miss for me, definitely. I either love her books or don't like them. November 9 was just okay. It was easy to consume, but it wasn't my favorite thing in the whole world. But speaking of my favorite thing in the whole world, the next book I read was also by Colleen Hoover, and that book was Reminders of Him. So this is another book by her. It's one of her newer ones, which may be why I liked it a lot more. It was a 5-star for me. I love this book so much. It's about a woman who went to prison, and she's gotten out, and she's trying to get custody back of her daughter. The only person that can help her is this guy who owns a bar in the town that she's trying to get her daughter, and for certain reasons nobody can know that they are working together and that he's helping her. But it has like romance, but I wouldn't say this is a romance. It's like a contemporary. I don't like when people say like It Ends With Us is a romance, because it's not by her. It's like more of a contemporary, but it has some romance in it. I don't know, I think there's a fine distinction between that. But anyway, I loved Reminders of Him so much. Let me know if you read this and if you loved it too, because it hit me. I read it on the plane in one sitting and I cried, so it was a great read. So then I read Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali. Let me tell you, I loved Love from A to Z a lot. I thought it was really good. I actually ended up giving it 5 stars. I read it on audio, but I really want to get the physical book because it's told in 2 different point of views, I believe. I'm pretty sure. And so we have Adam and Zainab, and those are just 2 main characters, and so we get their point of views, we get their some journal entries from them as well, which is really cool. And I feel like if I would have got to read that, like look at it, it would have been a little bit more impactful, but I still loved it so much. I don't know, it's kind of just like a coming of age story, especially for Zainab, and like we're going through like a slice of their life. Like it's a slice of life book as well, and it kind of has like a romance too. It was really cute. I really liked it, and it's a young adult book, so you should check out Love from A to Z. So then I did a reread of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. Why did I do this? I don't know. It's been a while since I read any Sarah J Maas. If you have been watching my channel, you might remember that I was rereading Throne of Glass like constantly last year, and I wanted to do that again, but I couldn't find it anywhere on Scribd or like anything, or like YouTube for free to listen to the audiobook. But I did see that ACOTAR was on Scribd, so I listened to this one on audio and didn't really get anything new. Like every time I reread, I do fall in love again with like Rhys and Feyre, but that's pretty much it. Like I didn't learn anything new. I really wanted to get to read A Course Over Flame, so that's kind of why I started this reread. Next I read Capturing the Devil by Carrie Maniscalco, book 4 in Stalking Jack the Ripper. I have finished all of them. I'm so sad. Audrey Rose and Thomas Cresswell are now gone from me. My children, I miss them. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. I wish it had just a little bit more. It was just missing a little something to be a 5-star. I'm kind of sad, but I still really loved it. This book honestly was a serve. It gave me the tea. It gave me some drama and angst. Oh my gosh. the certain part when you think this thing is gonna happen, it's literally about to happen, and then it doesn't. It broke my heart. If you've read this, you know what I'm talking about. That was crazy. Carrie Maniscalco is wild for that, but 4 stars. I loved it, and I will miss Audrey Rose and Thomas so much. Then I read The Kiss Quotient by Helen Wong. I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't my favorite thing ever, now that I think about it, but it was a really good romance. Like, if you're looking for a romance that has a lot of smut and that actually has 2 characters that are compatible, this is the book for you. But like I said, be warned, it is pretty smutty and yeah. But hey, if you're looking for that in your romance, The Kiss Quotient is for you. I liked this book a lot. The main character was pretty likable, I think. I kind of was rooting for her the whole time, which was really cool. The love interest was also good, so it was just a nice romance overall. Then I continued my reread of ACOTAR, and I read A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas. 5 stars. This book always serves. This book is so good. It matches my outfit right now. I love this one a lot because we get to meet the inner circle more. So more Cassian, Azriel, Amren. I love getting to see that dynamic. That's why I like this one, like probably my favorite of the whole trilogy and all that. So yeah. So then I read People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Y'all lied to me. I didn't like this book that much. I gave it 2 stars. I don't know why. I feel like I have a personal vendetta against this book now. It's about Poppy and Henry. I don't like the name Poppy. I don't know why. P names just get on my nerves. And Poppy kind of got on my nerves. Like, she was trying way too hard to be like quirky, I feel like. And wait, did I say Henry? Poppy and Henry. It's Poppy and Alex. Oh my god. Alex also wasn't like an it boy. Like, he was just okay. He wasn't like a, you know, the best love interest ever. So this book sadly was just meh for me, and it's a romance that I would like not read again, and like I wouldn't recommend. But if you liked it, I'm glad. Then I reread A Court of Wings and Ruin as well, because, you know, a trend. I reread one Sarah J Maas book, I reread them all apparently. So I don't really have much to say about this one. Like, it did what it had to do. I was paying a lot more attention though to Nesta throughout this reread because I wanted to reread A Court of Silver Flames for the first time. I've only read that one once, so that was cool to kind of do a character study on just Nesta, and that's what I did during this one. And I also realized through this reread that I liked Elaine a lot more and I appreciated her more. I'm really a person who hates Elaine. Like, I think she does nothing, but after this reread I was like, you know, she's been through a lot. Maybe Elaine and Azriel deserve rights. I don't know. I still love Gwen, but I don't know. So that's what this book did. I think it impacted my life quite a bit. Then I read All of Us Villains. I forgot the author's name. I'm sorry. But All of Us Villains, I gave it 5 stars. Did I give it 5 stars? I gave it 4 stars, not 5 stars. And I really loved All of Us Villains. People rated it so low on Goodreads, and I don't know why, because I thought it was so good. It's supposed to be like Hunger Games, but more bloody and gory is what people thought, but it wasn't that. Like, it was similar to the Hunger Games in other aspects, and I think people misinterpreted what blurbs are about and like how it's obviously not going to be just like the Hunger Games, like duh. And the characters were, there was a lot of characters, they were so likable. There were 7 of them that go into this tournament and that are supposed to like fight to the death and stuff. And the magic system in this book was so cool. I loved Alistair so much. That's my boy. I loved Isabel. Finley, Finley was whatever. Bryony I love so much. It was just a good book. And I think that people misinterpreted like the villains. Like, I love that all the characters are villains and they have to make choices that turn them into monstrous kind of humans, but to themselves they are not a villain, but to other people they are villains. So I think that's cool to like dive into what makes a person a villain and how in your own story you're never the villain. I don't know. I loved it a lot. Okay, then the last book I read was A Court of Frost and Starlight. This book has never been my favorite. It's like a Christmas special for ACOTAR. It was just easy to read. I read it in like one sitting on audio. And yeah, the last book I finished, whatever, sets up for A Court of Silver Flames. Now I can finally get to my reread of A Court of Silver Flames. That's why I was happy that I was done with this one. Okay, I think that's the fastest I've ever talked. I've ever done a wrap up, but that's all. So let me know what your favorite read was, or if you've read any of these down below. But that's all I have to say. If you want to check out my social media, it'll be linked down below. If you want to help support the channel, that will also be linked down below. But that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Go read All of Us Villains because it's so good.
3,
okay, bye.
2, 1. Arguing again, arguing about something so simple. Make it clear, tell me why you're running back to him. Feeling insecure, feeling like there's more to your character. Every tear that you cry is worth it in the end.